What's up, everybody? This is Jen K with Word on the Beat. I am so excited for this episode of One of Them Ones. I am actually at a very different location than we usually shoot. We are at Lucky's Drive-In in Parkland. Spanaway? Parkland? Still Parkland? My guest today is an artist who I have followed for a little while. I have been to a couple shows. He is energetic. He is not hip-hop necessarily. Got a lot of different genres that he blends. So this is exciting for me to open up more into different genres. Word on the Beat, guys, is not just hip-hop, rap, and R&B, alright? So if you're an artist or band with another genre, please hit me up. I would love to feature you. Anyways, I am so excited that Kayne is here. We are going to get into this interview, talk about why he is here, and yeah, we're just going to get into this. Kayne Dynell.
Hey, still service.
So, first off, why did you choose Lucky's Drive-In for our interview?
I think that it's a close spot. Right now we're on like an Airstream bus. Right. That's pretty cool. I think in this vicinity, it's also 5 minutes away from where we're doing the show. So that's also,
that works
planning
out.
ahead, keep everything making make sense. No, I'm here. It's a good time. I think it's a cool vibe and something different.
I mean, these milkshakes are really good, actually.
Lemon pie.
Lemon pie milkshake. I got a regular chocolate malt because I'm just regular. So, but it's really good. I've never eaten here before, so this is fun for me. Now, you've been making music for a while.
Yes, it's like 2019.
2019, okay. And before that, from my understanding, is you were a dancer.
Yeah, I just like being like in the media, being in social media, a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done some social media things, I've done some music things, done some acting, dancing. But overall, I think music is where I want to really hone in on over the next whatever future is.
Okay, awesome. And your birthday's coming up.
Yeah. Monday, turn 29.
29. Oh goodness. That is crazy. How time is flying by. Well, happy early birthday. I know you're in town for this Relentless PNW show. It's like a one-night thing.
Yeah, it was originally like a 2-day festival on a huge property with camping. I think it'll eventually return to that. But I wanted to kind of restart it. I think that the last one was really cool. We had some people there. We had a really cool stage, lasers, lights, all the cool stuff. But it was like, there wasn't like a core start, so I think I had some people travel from LA here and they kind of were like, hey, why did you start it this way? You should have started it smaller and kind of built it up. So I think a couple of years later, well, let's give it a try. And I think tonight's going to be a pretty interesting packed situation, which is going to be really fun. But then, now next year and the year after that, we're on track to be able to make it, kind of make sense as we grow, as opposed to trying to jump and go for it.
Well, you do seem like the type that just jumps in and just wants to go big right away. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love that. But it can be discouraging when it doesn't work out the way it does in your head.
Yeah. Just want everything to be calculated, but I don't regret anything. I think it's been a really cool time to have done some of the stuff I've done. But I think that I am way more knowledgeable about how to do certain things or when to do that. And also just trusting that it's okay. I think a lot of times people are in this race, and the thing is about to turn 29. I used to tell myself when I was younger, I got 4 years. I won't live past 27. And now I'm at 29. Okay, this is interesting. Survive it. You gotta enjoy the process. Or trust it.
Exactly. So you are not really just hip hop. You kind of, from what I said, you kind of started sort of that way, but your music is really more geared for I would even say pop. I don't even know. How do you define your music?
I would say that we've had a lot of experimental doing this.
Yeah.
But definitely rock music, pop punk is kind of the world I want to be in, so that's probably the world I would go for. My new stuff that's coming out, I got like 8 songs I'm working on, which are like pretty close to that. I'll be back. So this is sort of like, I look at like kind of like school. So you think freshman, sophomore, junior, all that stuff. So I look at it like, this is my first year being in LA the full time, but I've been back and forth 6 months in LA, 6 months in Washington for 3 years. So this was kind of like a senior project. We just sold out the Vibe Room with the help of the rest of the artists. So me and Artsy Boy really went hard for the rest of the team. And so yeah, I think like my music is definitely more in the pop punk range, probably going a little bit more punk, but I have hip hop roots, so and then EDM, maybe EDM remixes. I think I just want to make like good music, and some of my inspirations generally do not confined by one genre. Although, once again, they started in one genre, really leaned in one genre, and then kind of like expanded. I have a common theme in my life, right? Sort of just kind of figured out it should be like, which I'm starting to hone in on a little bit more. Up to this point, since 2019, I started like a motivational rap artist. Now, you're currently going to do Rockstar that makes rock music. But I still do some stuff between 4 5 years.
Okay, awesome. I mean, you're an artist. You're always going to be experimenting in some way. So, I was actually listening to your music this morning again as I was getting ready for this interview. And Rockstar, I think, is one of my favorites. I don't know, it's a big vibe for me. But I really do like your sound, your quality in music is amazing, which I really appreciate. I feel like you just really make the time to make everything sound right, and not everyone does that. So
it's true. Yeah, I mean, I would never take full credit to her. I have a team that does a lot for me, and we've kind of progressed over time. I have a team in LA. I have a team in Washington, and then at the same time we work together on other things. Right. I would say that I'm very involved in my music. We are definitely a team. It's like we're bringing in a background singer, saying we're still about doing together. But yeah, as far as like Rockstar and some of the other ones, some others, creative teams and systems and processes, and honestly, just try to copy like what I've already seen. Like you go look at your favorite Justin Bieber song or something like this. You look at the credits, there's a lot more names than just Justin Bieber. Right, and that's because he has a team. And I think that's what is really one thing that I learned from even operating in LA is like everybody has a team. And then here, I was blessed to be able to meet a team and be open to working with them right away. Because a lot of people are not open to working with songwriters. A lot of people are still just using those YouTube beats and not making a sound. It's like I love MGK and Blink-182 and Green Day. I think that my music is very much so in the same world as that currently, but we aren't making music that sounds exactly like this. And I think that's like a thing that is the difference between like wanting to like, really go the full way as opposed to just like trying to try something out. And I think in the past time, we've just kind of been trying stuff out because I don't know, like sound like so and so. But now we're kind of learning to like more seriously and really honing in on the craft. But it took a long time to really kind of understand like why that was a thing. Because I really just kind of wanted to make music like so and so. But my team has talked to me a lot, really showed me a lot. And also when you go through stuff in life, I went through car accidents last year, that was good.
I saw that post actually. Yeah, that's kind of why you don't drive right now. That would not make me want to drive.
I mean, I can drive, I have my license and all that stuff, but I think that like being on the road, if I need to drive, I will. I try not to as much. And the way that I have everything set up nowadays, public transportation there is pretty cool, or Lyfts or Ubers, depending on what you're trying to do. And yeah, it's good times. Also, speaking of team, just realized I've been to shout out to Varsity Crew Routine, always. Shout out to your projects.
So is Varsity Crew your team here in Washington, or is that your LA?
So we're like New York, LA, and Washington.
Oh wow, okay.
Because Varsity Crew is merged with 58 Projects. 58 Projects handles the publishing, more of the legitimate stuff. And Varsity Crew is more like management, media, that kind of thing. So like getting our songs into like movies and TV shows, which we also help other artists with.
Okay.
So that's part of the reason why my music has kind of been like an interesting thing too. Is I've been learning a lot more about the business before being an artist.
Right.
Right. And so I'm getting into rooms and I'm saying, like, I help with this and help with this, but I'm not getting into the room. Yo, this is my music. I'm a dope artist. And I think living in LA this past year, I've really been learning that, like I said, if you want to go full, you got to actually like talk about it. Have to make music, not to help other people. Although I love helping other people. I'm really big in the community, and Varsity Crew has like 7 artists now, I think. But like, at the end of the day, I think this is kind of the time where I'm going to delegate and also push a little bit harder on my personal like music career because we're working very hard on stuff.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited to see what happens moving forward. But I really want to talk about Relentless a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you would have to family headlining, and then we have who are the other artists that we can look forward to tonight?
So after fam are playing direct support for Antigua, who was headlining. But that's like a newer thing, so it's pretty big. But that was mainly a move because the Viper Room on it was really good, and I just kind of asked him like, hey, do you anything in Washington and do this? He has a lot of active listeners here in Washington. It's also his debut. And I think that me and Ash are paying like great representation. But if you were to have like a normal bill, like a headliner, and then have like 2 supporting acts that are pretty strong, I think that me and Ash should have been pretty supporting. But we also have Grizzly. Anthems is also really cool. They're kind of active in the scene. Dead J. Lord Infinite, 7 Figures. A lot of the artists on this bill are actually a part of our city crew. And there's some others, like Shadowing is a brand new. She's more in like the electronic world. She's playing after Antigua, but she's doing really cool. Pretty long set. She's like live band. She's also been drumming for some of my music. It's weird not having a band here, but we're vibing, we're hanging out. I understand that I didn't have a band before, so coming back here and doing this without a band is fun. I think it'll be cool. More intimate, the whole space is about being intimate, so I think having a band could mess with the intimacy also, because you're putting out a lot more energy, and so if you have 60 people getting hit in the face with a drum, a live drum or guitars, it gets a little crazy. And we also have a lot of bass coming tonight, so it works.
Okay. And you're having it at the Rise and Shine Cabaret.
Yeah, really cool spot in Park.
I'm super excited for that. I actually haven't been there either, so this is all new for me.
Really cool people. They do like open mics every Wednesday.
Okay.
And it's very into the scene, and it's like it's like putting a spotlight on a business,
Mm-hmm.
Relentless is something that's went on since technically it was a private party gathering first, during a time in which, gathering was mainly private. And then after all that happened, COVID and everything, it became something public, and that was Relentless PNW. We did that in 2022. And then since then, we took like a break, I think, and then now we're back. So it's really just giving a community, like the first hour is set for community, getting each other's Instagrams, getting to know who's in the area. I think a lot of times people don't know the scene that they're in, and that's one thing I did learn in LA is like they have very defined scenes. You very quickly learn what scene is what. Here in Washington, I don't think it's really like that, because there's a lot of honestly, it's like a lot of competition. Everybody kind of sees each other as a competition as opposed to like working together.
I was just about to say, there's a lot of gatekeeping. Yeah. There's a lot of, people just do not want to help people, and I do not like that. I don't approve of that way, because you're gonna make it if you make it. It's good for anybody to get the spotlight on Washington regardless. So yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of gatekeeping. It's really hard to get ahead sometimes.
There's like a glass ceiling, Like earlier when you asked me like, why did I leave Washington? Those are all correct answers. But another answer is that, like, you see these different lists and these different things, events. You don't get invited. It's like there is someone out there, and this is just for anything in general. There's always someone out there that's like literally waiting to support you, You just have to go find them, you know. And I found that a lot in my music, even where I'll have the people and they're like, I really love this song. I'm like, that's crazy. That's like the one song that I didn't have that much of a team on. It was just me, you know. And it was just because it was a really good time in my life, so I made a party song, you know. But I knew that it was like, it's fun, you know. The team didn't really like it, but we put it out because it was fun, you know. And then my drummer in LA is like, I love that song. I'm like, that's crazy, but heck yeah, bro, that was a good time, you know. And so I think, yeah, gatekeeping and stuff is a really big thing. And I mean, yeah, just really working together. But it's hard because there's also not like, there's like light on Washington, but in a weird way, you know. Like a lot of people don't know Benson Jones from Washington, right? Like when I found that out, I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I'd never heard of him before he hit the internet. Like actual mainstream internet, right? Like if there was like a scene, maybe he would have traveled up here, performed at the fair or something. You know, there's just like a lot of like weird kind of like not everybody works together thing. I think that it's getting better. And I think that's kind of my goal. Relentless is, yes, it is a place that I like to showcase the artists that are partnered with Varsity Crew and give them an opportunity to show themselves to the world that could be gay. But I also just want it to be a place that people can come and, you know, have community.
Yeah.
And we're working on some other new things also.
Awesome. Let's talk about, you kind of mentioned it, your music inspiration. Because you make a lot of inspirational music and motivational music. You make a lot of heartbreak, mental health awareness type music. Very heavy in that, which I love. I think it's mental health is a huge thing these days. So how do you get your inspiration?
Older music is like girls.
Of course.
You know, and then like working with the team, them just knowing like some of my story, and then me like kind of saying like, oh, this would make sense, this wouldn't make sense, or they watched something happen in my life via social media. You know, I went on this blind date, called myself a rock star, and then, you know, a team was like, hey, like, we didn't have a song for that. That's crazy, we need a song for that. And I was like, okay, and then Rockstar came out. You know, kind of gives an idea of like, you Google on YouTube Cocky Rockstar, it's my face. But it's like, that was all like, it was, I mean, accurate. You know, I do believe in myself, I'm very confident, but I also believe in other people the same way, you know, as long as they believe in themselves that way. And I think that Rockstar really gave the perspective of like, Mom always told me I'd be one, which is true. You know what I mean? Like, she drove me to LA, she paid for the dance outfits, and you know, I had a whole dance team. Varsity Crew started as a dance team in high school. And I took it out of high school. We then performed as artists as a dance team. Snow the Product, BB Rex, and some of these other people. And then we became a rap group, and then everybody kind of grew up. Some of the people from Relentless, they are performing on their solo vibes, but they used to be a part of our subgroup, like the group. And then I just became solo. So it's been a little bit of a journey. It's been like, you know, getting it to come together. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It's just so great to see. It's so great to see you back here doing this show.
I didn't answer the question fully. Inspiration. So yeah, that's kind of the ADHD. Gotta love it. But that is the inspiration. You know, I feel like I try to find like all the life stories. And most recently, I like live with some of my team in LA, and so they're experiencing everything that I experienced firsthand. Because when I get home from hanging out with friends, hanging out with, you know, girl, whatever, you know, then it's like, oh, me and my partner, we had an issue or whatever, man, we had a great time, or I just don't understand, like, why does it feel like I'm like surviving in LA instead of living in LA, right? So like some of the newer music is kind of based on that kind of stuff. And I wanted to focus more on like life as opposed to like girls. I have a lot of music about girls, 35 songs currently. You know, so it's like, it's good to kind of switch it up.
Yeah. Well, your music is definitely relatable. I enjoy it. I've seen you perform a few times. You bring a new energy to the stage that I appreciate. How do you come up with your sets, your stage presence? How does that come about?
You know, I really wish I had like the full answer to this, but I think it's really just like a manifestation of what I want it to be. I think I'm in a world right now where I'm gonna like start kind of making it more. So I love that you already love it. Sometimes I just feel like I don't do enough. You know, and then when you like, I also don't play guitar, or like there's certain things that if I did do them, it would look way better. but it's like a lifetime of like learning.
Didn't you play clarinet in school?
Did.
Yeah. Hey, bring that on stage.
Yeah.
Can you still play?
I did play clarinet. No, I can't read music, so that's
Okay.
like the biggest thing. And so reading music would result. It's probably not as hard to read music, but reading music, then learning how to play guitar, or then reading music, or learning how to do certain things. That would kind of be the vibe. But yeah, so like playing guitar, like MGK, like or a lot of these other bigger bands, their frontman plays guitars. And so for me, I have dance. So that's kind of what I use. But you know, actually MGK just recently started. He's in his pop era right now. But you know, he's doing these like rock songs, rock pop songs with you know, with some dancing. I think it's cool because I have like a pretty big background in dance. So there's a world where when that time comes for a music video, which has been 2 years since I put out a music video, you know, then like we might introduce something like that to bring that aspect to cool life.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see that come to life then.
Also, Michael Jackson. You just watch old videos and you're like, oh, I want to do that. That looks cool. So you just give it a try. Sometimes it looks weird and sometimes it's
I
awkward.
mean, TikTok, you know, those quick 30-second videos of dancing. Hey, with their music in the background.
Absolutely.
Now do you consider yourself a content creator?
Yeah, well, I think you like have to create. So it's really weird because I've been in the social media thing since that whole blind date thing. And then from there, I kind of liked that, so I kept doing more social media stuff. But before that, even like with dancing, you had to create lots of videos of you dancing. You know, like TikTok was originally Musical.ly, and so I was on Musical.ly before TikTok. And then so I just kind of carried over. TikTok just sort of became bigger, right? And so that was sort of the thing. I mean, yeah, I would say that I create content. I like to create content that people. It's like a story, you know, vlogs or whatever. I think live streaming, there was a world where I was like a live streamer, I guess. That was fun. Fun era.
Okay. How do you balance creating your content and your art and everything else you do? How do you manage to balance this?
You know, I think that I've tried many things. Still on the journey of figuring it all out, but writing it down is like step one for sure. You know, if you write it down, you're more likely to remember it. Also, I have this kind of like notebook thing that says to do. So it's like from Amazon, and you can like, you know what I'm saying, just like write down what you can do, check it off as you go. I think it really is just like a physical thing. You know, there's a lot of people that are much more busy than me that I know, and they have things pretty organized with Google calendars and this and that. I think overall it's like a self-discipline thing. Like once you can figure out how to fully have a systematic self-discipline approach, then everything else becomes easy. But you also have to want it, right? Like I really, really want to be organized. I really, really don't want to do the work. So unfortunately, I really am gonna have to deal with those consequences,
That
right?
is so real.
If you don't want to deal with those consequences, then you have to hold yourself accountable,
Yeah.
right? Or have a team. You know, I don't have a crazy team right now. I think in the near future I will have like assistants and stuff. Like I have people who help me. You know, shout out to Lord Infinite. You know, I have people that help run Varsity Crew down here in Washington, and I run Varsity Crew in LA, and then also Varsity Crew in like New York. So each one of us kind of has like a team captain kind of thing.
Well, this has been absolutely amazing sitting down with you. I appreciated that you took the time before the show to come sit down with me. What else do we have to talk about? Did we cover what we needed to cover?
I think no, yeah, I think that was good. I mean, you know, we have new music coming in the near future, and we have just kind of more consistency across the board, and I think it's just really cool. Like Relentless has a lot of potential to do really cool things, you know. So I appreciate you having me before Relentless. I'm super excited for you to come tonight. I think you're gonna like take some videos and things, so people will see that. I think the biggest thing that I always say in any type of like video is always just like go for what you want. You know, like you're gonna have a lot of adversity. You know, like I touched on the car accidents. You know, there was a lot of things that for most people probably would have turned around and quit. There was definitely a few moments where I was like, okay, I should just go home. You know, and I didn't. And a lot of people helped me through those moments. Literally, I called it like surviving December. But after that, you know, I started to learn a little bit better and get a little bit better. And I think at the end of the day, like, if you want something, you have to put in the effort, and it's not going to be easy, but it'll be well worth it.
Yeah, no, I can relate because I got a cancer diagnosis like a couple months after I started with LX3 and brought Word on the Beat back, and I was like, what am I gonna do? But you know, yeah, you just gotta push through and figure it out. And it's been the best thing I did. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you didn't give up. And we just gotta keep moving.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing is reciprocation is key. So if you want to, like, you know, blow up or whatever, you know, there's a saying that says show up till you blow up. And like, I think that's kind of what I try to do. I try to make sure that I'm pretty present in where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like, if you get a dress for the job you want. So like, if you want to be a music artist, you gotta start going to those open mics. You know, in LA, I did the open mic for 6 months straight, every day, Monday through Sunday. That was crazy. And that also probably helped with the stage presence too.
Okay, awesome. Well, Kayne, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Tell people where they can find you at.
You can find me at Kayne Dynell on all social media, KayneDynell. I also have a website that will be updated. And yeah, Instagram, all the good stuff. Make sure you engage my content.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on One of Them Ones. Again, we are at Lucky's Drive-In in Tacoma, Parkland. So excuse any background noise that might be happening. This has been an awesome scene, an awesome interview. We will have videos posted with the Relentless show tonight. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.